Now, yeah, we all know that Thanksgiving is turkey time and everybody likes turkey, but, be honest with me. We all know why we're really here. We're here for the stuffing. Doesn't matter what meat you have as long as the stuffing is good. I mean, stuffing. I don't know what it is, that yummy, gooey goodness that goes along with the meat. It's what I really look forward to on Thanksgiving. And my favorite of them all is cornbread stuffing. Just that yummy, gooey goodness of cornbread that just so beautifully absorbs gravy and turkey juices. It's my favorite, it's the best. And I'm going to show you how to do that today. So without any further ado, let's cook! Now, in order to have a good cornbread stuffing, the main ingredient obviously is cornbread. Now, you can go about it two ways. You can either make it from scratch, which is the way I do, or you can actually go to a store and pick up corn muffins. Makes it a lot easier and you save yourself a lot of time. It's up to you. I'm going to show you how to make cornbread, but you can just as well use corn muffins and nobody's going to fault you for it. So, in order to make cornbread, we're going to need a few ingredients. In order to make cornbread, first start with 1 cup of cornmeal. To that, add 1 cup of all-purpose flour. These are your dry ingredients. Now, let's work with the wet ingredients. Start with 1 large egg, to which you add a cup of whole milk, a 1/4 cup of sugar, and 1/3 of a cup of vegetable oil. Season with about a 1/2 teaspoon of salt and mix well. Now it's time to incorporate the wet with dry ingredients. Do it gently, do it in about 3 or 4 installments, mixing carefully. You don't want to overwork the mixture as gluten strands will develop and make the cornbread tough. When it's all incorporated, use a whisk to lightly break up the lumps. Next, take a cast iron pan or a baking tray. Apply a thin layer of vegetable oil, pour the cornbread mixture into the pan and leave it in the oven at 350 for 20 to 25 minutes. Next, let's make croutons. I'm using sourdough bread, but you can use any bread you like. Cut the bread into 1/4-inch cubes, put it on a baking tray and in the oven to toast lightly. While this is happening, let's work on our vegetables. We start with finely dicing a cup of celery. Peel and dice 1 cup of carrots. Next, we work with red onions. I like the flavor of red onions, but you can use any. We need about a cup of diced onions. Next, dice 1 cup of leeks. And for the herbs, I like sage. Finely chop a few leaves of sage. Now, no stuffing is complete without garlic, is it? Finely chop 4 cloves. In order to save time, you can do this prep work a day ahead. To start preparing the stuffing, start with 4 strips of bacon cut into dices in a hot cast iron pan. If you want to keep the stuffing vegetarian, you can always use vegetable oil. Sauté to render the bacon fat a little and add in your diced onions and garlic. Next, add the leeks and add the finely chopped sage. Followed with diced carrots and the diced celery. Mix well and allow to cook till the carrots and the celery soften. In the meantime, the croutons should be done nice and toasty. We put that in a large mixing bowl. The stuffing looks to be done, the vegetables look soft. Let's add that to the croutons. Next, we take 1/2 cup of pecan nuts, spread it on a baking tray, and allow it to toast in the warm oven. The cornbread looks like it's done. Let's test it out. How do we know if it's done? Insert a toothpick or a skewer, and if it comes out clean, it's ready. Allow it to cool on a rack, break it into bits, and add it to the stuffing. Your pecan nuts are done. Lightly crush them with the flat end of a steak hammer. Add that to the stuffing as well. Next, we need some dried fruits. I really like cranberry raisins, but you can use any dried fruit that you prefer. Good stuffing needs moisture, and that is brought about by chicken stock. You can just eyeball it to make it really nice and moist. Transfer to an oven-proof dish, add more chicken stock to correct the moisture, and you're now ready for the oven. Wow, this is so awesome. I can hardly wait for dinner. This is going to go in the oven at 350, and it's going to bake for about 20 to 25 minutes till the tops are nicely golden brown, beautiful and crusty, nice and juicy. Now everyone asks me, why is it that you don't put the stuffing in the turkey cavity? Why do you always cook it separately and serve it separately? Well, here's a little bit of science for you. Whenever you stuff the turkey with stuffing, there are juices that basically drip out as the turkey's cooking, and it's absorbed by the stuffing. Now that makes stuffing really delicious. I'm not going to doubt that. However, if your stuffing does not cook to the right temperature, if it doesn't go above 145, that is potentially dangerous. If the inside of the stuffing is raw in the turkey, that is a good vehicle of transporting salmonella into your body. So let's play it safe, cook the stuffing separately, and use those great turkey juices to make gravy. You'll still retain the flavor, and it all comes together really well. The cornbread stuffing with pecan nuts and cranberry raisins was a complete hit at Thanksgiving this year. My friends had only one thing to say about it, and that was...
Happy eating!